even a one-man crew. I come in, I set up the stage, set up my props. So I've been doing this show almost a year. In 2 months it'll be a year, November. This show I think is sold out. It's September 10th. My goal is to keep it going, because I think this is, even though I'm hitting a year, I think this is still just the beginning of it. I'm doing a year anniversary show at a new space that I have in Pawtucket at Dean's List Academy, and that's where we're going to be doing the 1 year anniversary show. And we're still working, trying to get this show to New York City, off Broadway. But it's been a great experience. I mean, when I started writing this show, I didn't think I was gonna be where I am now, a year later almost. So many people, hundreds of people have seen it over the year, and they all have different responses to it, but they all relate to it. And you don't even have to be Italian. I mean, if you're Italian, you love the show, but you don't have to be Italian, because it's all about family and the story of people leaving their country to come to America. And it just has an effect on people. It's a roller coaster ride, the show, of emotions. People, there's scenes where you learn something, there's scenes where you're in tears because it's something that's happened, like a tragedy. But most of the show is actually comedy, and which is the best medicine, I think, for people, especially in these times. You know, I mean, our economy is still not that great. It's getting there, and I kept the ticket price low.
Mike, what role do you play in with Nick in The Last Sicilian?
What role do I play? Well, Nick calls me his stage manager. I think that might be a glorified name for doorman or something along those lines. I can tell you this, I am honored to be part of The Last Sicilian. I've been with Nick since the very beginning, since day one in Pawtucket. And I've been able to watch the play grow its audience. It's a great story, it's a beautiful story, it's heartwarming. And then what I do during the show is I do the slides. There's a bunch of pictures, there's like, what, 45 pictures, something like that?
Yeah.
So I have...
As I tell the story, you see these pictures in the background.
They come up in the back, and that's what I do. And I'm always praying to Jesus that I'm in sync with him. because, well, now I have it down pat, bing, bing, bing. In the beginning, I may have been he may have been looking at Big Ange instead of James Gandolfini, but for the most part now, it's a smooth process, and it's a lot of fun.
Last show you were right on point.
Right on point, yeah.
You did really
right
good.
On point. And then
tonight was sold out. Make sure
be
you're
right on point again.
But,
right on point again. And then what we do at the end, I'm like the modern day Phil Donahue, because we have a question and answer.
Both have white hair.
We both have white hair, yeah. And that's a lot of fun because people, the questions that they ask are deep. You can really tell how this play touches their hearts through their question and answers. And I can tell you from sitting up there in the booth, pan up there to the booth, that's the booth, show them the booth. That's the booth. The booth. The booth. You can tell them from Rhode Island. I sit up there, or I stand actually, and as I go through these slides, I see and hear people cry, laugh, awe, and that's because it's a brilliantly written play by my dear friend Nick, and it tugs at people's heartstrings.
It's award-winning.
And it's also award-winning. It was nominated in the Motif Theater Awards for Best New Original Work Script, And Nicky Boy took home the prize.
I was shocked. It was a great night. It was a good night, and it felt like an accomplishment. I think.
Should.
Should
feel like an accomplishment, as we've discussed many times. This is your life story.
Yeah.
So you're at 70 minutes now. Who's to say that you're not going to be at an hour and a half and just tweaking little things here and there?
We'll see.
Hey, you think, I mean...
Oh, yeah. No, some crowds do. They say 70 minutes. Like, that's it. They thought they were expecting more. They wanted more. And
because at the end...
Remember one guy said, I could have sat here another half hour.
Right, exactly right.
Yeah, might as well, we were here.
These two seats save that.
Sicilian one-man play. It's on Facebook, St. Rihanna, and me. So they'll be able to find. They can find. Yeah,
Easy to find. November 5th. All right. Let me go out there and press some flesh and kiss some babies. Thank you all for coming. Give yourselves a big round of applause. My name is Mike Cronin, and I am not an actor in any way. Nick calls me his stage manager. I think that's just a fancy name for like a doorman or something like that. I see you folks, and I hear you talking, and so I said, Nick, you get going. I heard someone say, when are we stopping this thing? We gotta get going, Nick. Let's go. We appreciate you coming out to the show tonight. You're gonna see a great show this evening. The St. Rihanna Theater Group is presenting tonight The Last Sicilian. This is our 13th showing of the play. It's a heartwarming story. It's the story of Nick's family, their journey from Sicily to America.
life. Life. He brought the stories to life. Maybe because he knew sometimes reality is not that magical. He said God told him to. I know he was pulling my leg, but maybe God had a plan. I also remember asking him, Dad, out of all the places, why'd you move to Providence, Rhode Island?
I thought it was great. It was a wonderful performance, brought back a lot of memories, and it's all truth. It's all truth, and can't wait to see more.
It's the first time I've been to a theater like this here, and the show was excellent. He does a marvelous job. He should be commended for bringing a story like that forward. And anyone that wants to see it, my compliments, because it is great.
A wonderful time. It was very heartwarming.
He did a great job. Very good.
Very nice show.
Thank you.
Nick does a great job. Second time I come, I'll be back.
Oh, cool.
Ciao.
Thanks.